It's time, ladies and gentlemen. We're going over Barret, Reno, NV Tifa, and NV Cloud today, guys. Get in here 4 characters for your guys' as an informational sort of situation here. We have a lot of stuff to talk about. We'll get through it as quickly as possible, though. Thank you guys for spending that time here once again today. Thank you guys so much for the support via Patreon as well as the YouTube channel membership system. So let's quickly go over a new character on the banner. We have Barrett Wallace coming in, FF7 Remake. We want to talk about his Stmr and his Stmr a little bit. And even though he's not a Neovision character, if you do wind up with him as a newer player, you can still use him for his big damage that he can do here. Not as much as some of the other characters in the game, but he still can do some nice things for you. So his TMR here is Fighting Dad, 40% attack, 30% fire resist, and then 20% attack when equipped with a pow pow weapon. All right, we call it a pow pow weapon on this channel. We're always out here fighting against the YouTube overlords. So pow pow weapon it is. So if you have that weapon type equipped with 60% attack, 30% fire resistance, it's pretty strong, but nothing super insane. I wouldn't go out of my way to get Barret. I wanted to cover him though because of the new 10% rainbow rate. If you're pulling for NV characters, things of that nature, you'll probably wind up with a couple of Barret here. His STMR is Barrett's Clothes. Very nice clothing. Body piece here, 52 attack, 23 defense, 8 spirit, and the effect with man with a gun arm here. Oh, I said it. No. It gives you 3 LB gauge as well as 40% attack on top of that when equipped with that weapon type. So very strong. It's like Adam Jensen's trench coat. If you're using this weapon type, you're going to be using this body piece 9 times out of 10. So what does Barret do real quickly? What is he good for here? He's very strong with his self-chaining / chain finishing damage here with his Focus Shot Plus here. So Focus Shot Plus here, 25 times multiplier with ignore, 75% defense, which is going to more than double the mod on this skill. Focus Shot Plus also does get a 5 times mod increase from his passives here. So it's going to be a 30 times mod with ignore, 75% defense. This is going to be, you know, like a 70-ish something times mod. It does cost 36 of his LB gauge, but on top of that, he does get not only dual cast here, he gets up to triple cast, and his main spammable damage dealing skill here is Overcharge, which is a 26 mod Stardust Ray skill. Any multiplier increases that go into Overcharge are going to increase the multiplier by twice of whatever that multiplier increase says, because this is a 2-part skill. It's got that 9 hits for the first 1.0 mod and a 15 hit on that final mod there. He also has a fire imbue, 100% fire in peril. He also has a cooldown skill here called Boiling Point, which is a nice 60 times multiplier Stardust Ray skill there. And as you can see, he can dual cast / triple cast all of his skills. So you use Overcharge, you use Boiling Point, you use Flamethrower, all of them Stardust Ray, mix and match, and then you chain finish there with Focus Shot / Focus Shot Plus, depending on how much Limit Burst Gauge crystals you have available to you there. So very strong. He has also the ability to increase his attack power by 300% attack there with Avalanche's Tactical Plan, as well as give himself 10 LB gauge crystals and unlock triple cast there. And Steel Skin is a nice little self-preservation skill, 4-turn cooldown available on 1, 80% damage mitigation for 2 turns to the caster, and fill up his LB gauge by 10 that way as well. His LB also is pretty nice. True fire in the hole here. It's going to be a 2-hit skill. The first hit is a 5 times mod. That second hit is a 64 times mod. It also comes with a 120% fire in peril. That being said, you could utilize the fact, and you will do more damage with Focus Shot Plus, especially since you can double and triple cast. You can use other skills into your Focus Shot Plus there as well. So probably don't even need to level his LB up there. Just use his Focus Shot Plus. That's going to be Barrett's here. Next up is going to be Cloud from the FF7 Remake, the new version here. He's going to have a Brave shift that makes him specialize in AoE damage, but his normal form, as you can see here, also specializes in damage, just in the single target variety. So let's talk about his TMR and STMR here. The Buster Sword, 158 attack, 2-handed sword, or 2-handed greatsword, I should say. You guys have seen this before. If you're a veteran player, you probably have a better version of a weapon type like this, like a Super Trustmaster, higher attack greatsword, or it's got LB damage on it or something of that nature, TDH on it. That's going to be better than this one for you, obviously. But if you're a newer player, this is an easy way to get in there, get this TMR, get a 2-handed weapon, because this is what the base form of Cloud is going to want access to, a 2-handed weapon. This is going to do that for you. Speaking of 2-handed weapons, his STMR here is the Master of Fate. Increases equipment attack by 200%. And accuracy by 25% when 2 double handing here. So very strong, especially with the new cap. 2 double hand is now 400% cap there. So this is going to help you hit that very easily and allows you to do other things like increase your attack percent so you can get to the 400% attack cap, or LB damage, or, you know, killers, things of that nature, so you can do better damage against all the enemy types in the game. Definitely something that you want to get access to there if you're using a TDH character there, which Cloud is here in his base form. Now, vision card here is the Mad Dash. Mad Dash is going to be his vision card if you get him to NV Awakening +1, which is what you're going to want to do to unlock the Brave Shift form. It's going to give you the ability to get several attack bonuses here. As you level up, you're going to gain access to 50% attack 2 times when wielding a great sword, as well as 30% attack when you are having the vision card equipped to an FF7 character. Cloud fits all of those things, so it's going to be 130% attack there, and it's going to give you 100 flat attack on top of that, which gives you a lot of attack. So you're going to be leveling that stuff up. I know a lot of you guys might be like, how do I get a vision card, things of that nature? Don't worry, I'm going to have a Neovision survival guide for you guys probably tomorrow. All right, I'm working on that for you guys. This is more of a character review there for you. So we'll touch on some of that stuff like the Brave Shift form as we just did. But for all your Neovision information, that will be out there for tomorrow. Answer all of those questions. Now, he does have a Brave Shift form, which will unlock him to EX +1, which is right what you need to do there with 50 shards. All right, and it's going to give you access to Brave Shift, which we will go over. His Brave Shift lasts infinite turns, and it's available right on turn 1 there. And if you do choose to leave the Brave Shift form, the cooldown on it is going to be 2 turns there as well. His equipment selection in his normal form here is swords, great swords, as well as maces. Armor selection, he has access to light armor, clothing, heavy armor, helmets, hats, all the good stuff that you would want a character to have access to. And then his innate abilities here for his standard form. All right, we have Operator Mode and Punisher Mode, which are going to give you access to new skills, High Slash, Mega Slash, Clash, High Clash, and Mega Clash, as well as giving you certain things like a little bit of Stardust Ray damage with Operator Mode or a 200% attack both with Punisher Mode. These skills you might use right away, but you will want to level up his Brave ability. So his Brave abilities here, Braver FF7 Remake and Focus Thrust, are just going to be better versions of High Slash, Mega Slash, and Slash. As you can see, Braver is a chain finishing skill, 1-hit skill, 100 times multiplier. Focus Thrust is going to be a Stardust Ray skill, 72 times multiplier to one enemy, and 8 LB gauge increase to Cloud there. Sonic Dodge is going to give him 2 stacks of Mirage for 1 turn, a little bit of survivability buff there. He does have base triple cast. And then we have his cooldown skills slash Magnus ability. I think they call it, I don't forget what they called these new ones. They're like Gradante abilities or something. I'm just going to call them Magnus abilities. That's what they are. Infinity's Edge here, 1 use per battle, 96 mod to 1 enemy. And then increases your LB damage by 100% for 2 turns to the caster there. Ignition FF7 Remake, 6-turn cooldown available on 1. 300% attack buff with some MP restoration every turn for 5 turns. And then Disorder is 2-turn cooldown available on turn 2. It always is going to hit cast 1 time, even if you do for some reason make your Cloud true dual wield, which you don't want to on this form anyway. Physical damage, 69 multiplier to 1 enemy, and then it increases your human killer by 50% for 2 turns to the caster there. For passives, he has a lot of attack, a little bit HP, defensive spirit sprinkled in there. He also has 200% true double hand. So this version of Cloud is a true double hand character. He has 100% machine and human killer. He does have multiplier increases to High Slash, Mega Slash, Clash, High Clash, and Mega Clash. But like we said, it's a lot easier, especially once you level up these Bravers and these Focus Thrusts, to just use those skills. Because as you can see, Slash, High Slash, and Mega Slash, 16.5 mod, 21 mod, and 30 mod here. Even with the mod increase there for Mega Slash, which it does get a 15 times mod there, so it's going to go up to 45. And then previously, if you used High Slash, it'll go up to 55. That still is not as strong as the 78 mod that you get from his Brave ability there. He also has 100% base limit burst damage, 100% high tide, and 3 LB gauge crystals per turn. He also has access to the nice fire spell, which you'll never use, but it's there for flavor. I think that's the one magic spell I think you start with on Cloud in the FF7 Remake. And then his LB here is Ascension. 130 times multiplier, 12-hit skill, costs 40 element burst crystals there for you. All right, and as we talked about, he has Braver and Focus Slash for his upgraded abilities. Now, that being said, all of this information we just talked about is only half of Cloud, so these character reviews are going to be a little bit longer than usual, all right, due to the fact that they have the Brave Shift form that we were talking about earlier. So let's Brave Shift him, and he's going to turn into, on your screen, not right now, but in combat, he'll turn into a motorcycle where he's not wearing a motorcycle, he's riding a motorcycle, but all of his skills are going to shift around a little bit here. So we're going to Brave Shift him in here, and then he's going to have a couple of different differences. So he still has Operator Mode, he still has Punisher Mode, he still has Braver, he still has Sonic Dodge, but now he's going to have spinning slash for another Brave skill that you're going to want to level up here. But the main difference here is that it's now going to be not only be AoE, but it's also going to be doing a lightning apparel for you as well here. And it's going to be changing his passives here. So it's a 74 times multiplier on that final hit for the Stardust Ray skill. The first 9 hits are a 0.5 mod, so it's heavily backloaded, help you out do some damage with that first hit a little bit there. It's going to be a 120% lightning imperil. He also has access to Plasma Slicer, which is a 22.5 mod to one enemy, and imbues a lightning to himself for 5 turns to the caster. He still has access to triple limit, and he has a different sort of Magnus ability here with triple slash, 1 use per battle as well. All right, it's going to be doing another Stardust Ray skill, 0.5 mod, first 9 hits to one enemy, and it's going to be an 86 mod on that final hit to all enemies, and it's going to give you a 100% LB damage buff for 2 turns to the caster. Very similar to the non-Brave Shift form version of Cloud, but they both have 1 use, so you can get the 100% LB damage a couple of times with the normal Cloud, and then you go into the Brave Shift Cloud and do the LBs there. Now, we also have Ignition here, 6-turn cooldown available on turn 1. We've seen this before, but we also have Lightning Chain, 2-turn cooldown available on turn 2. Lightning physical damage, 62 times mod to all enemies, and then it gives him Machine Killer of 50% for 2 turns to the caster Stardust Ray. So he has AoE damage here. On top of that, he has built-in lightning imbue and imperil for himself here in his kit. Now his passives here, you're going to notice are going to be a little bit different. So the attack and a little bit of defense and spirit sprinkled in there, but the Brave Shift form of Cloud is true dual wield focus. He has 150% true dual wield, so you do not want to set him up with a two-handed weapon and things of that nature. He still has the human and machine killer. He also still has the high slash, mega slash, clash things, but we already have the brave abilities that are better than those, which have them leveled up. He does have guts here. He also, this time, has built-in dual wield, 50% LB damage increase instead of 100%, and his LB has been changed to the spinning bike, which is a 117 multiplier to all enemies and a 120% lightning imperil. So it's less multiplier than his standard form, but this one is AoE, where standard forms is a single target here. So the way you want to go about using the Brave Shift slash non-Brave Shift forms of Cloud, remember guys, TLDR, I know this isn't the NeoVision's survival guide, but each form of the characters can be equipped with different gear. You don't have to. You can use the same exact gear if you want. You don't have to have duplicates of the gear either, but you can gear them differently. And in Cloud's case, you are going to want to gear them differently. You're going to want to gear the base form of Cloud when he's not on the motorcycle, true double hand. You want to gear the motorcycle bike Cloud, true dual wield, because that's just how it is for you guys out there. That's just how they designed this character. Now, that being said, how good is Cloud? Cloud is very strong, but you guys might be having another option to use here. His Stmr is going to be very, very prominent as we go forward into the meta with true double hand. 200% true double hand is just so easy. It's so much. It's half the cap on its own. Very strong character. Nothing in the game requires a NeoVision unit, so if you have him, you're just going to absolutely decimate everything. But there is a character you guys get for free here if you do the quest for logging in, and it's the character I'm going to be using, and in my opinion, this character is actually even better than Cloud. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about Tifa. This is old Tifa that's been in the game for years and years and years. She has a NeoVision upgrade and consequently a new Brave Shift form as well. So they're very, 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 very cool thing. Her TMR and STMR are still the same things as before. They haven't changed them. 60% attack with Soaring Heart if you're wearing a fist and a hat. Premium Heart is 170 attack. Single wielded fist weapon that gives you 3 LB gauge per turn. Very nice stuff there. And then her Brave Shift form here is going to be where her damage comes in. So let's talk about what they added to her base form real quick. Her Meteor Crusher skill is here. She has triple limit as well in Sonic Combo and Hot Fever to her base form. These are the 3 big changes. So she has, boom, straight up built-in triple cast. Meteor Crusher is a 72 times multiplier Stardust Ray chain to one enemy there. Sonic Combo is a 3 uses per battle, can only be used 1 time per multicast, so you can't just triple cast your Sonic Combo. 5 times mod, 75 times mod on that back hit there, so an 80 times mod total Divine Ruination. Hot Fever, Cures attack break, 250% attack buff. None of this stuff sounds good. Why is this character good? 72 times mod's pretty decent, but that can't be better than Cloud, right? Why is she good? Why is she good? I'll tell you why she's good. Brave Shift this character. You like that? Yeah. So we have Meteor Crusher, Concentration, Awaken Fighting Spirit, Unleash Fighting Spirit, Zangan Style, Defense Stance, Crashing Waves, in triple cast. What does this mean? So she is going to be a big limit burst finishing damage dealing kit. It's crazy. So she still has Meteor Crusher here, 72 times mod. If you wanted to chain up, you could. I don't really care for it. Concentration. Level 5, definitely level this ability up for her. Increases attack by 300% for 4 turns to the caster. Imbues her with water for 4 turns to the caster. Increases her limit burst gauge by 15. Awaken Fighting Spirit, 2 uses per battle. Increases your limit burst damage by 250% for 4 turns to the caster. Effect cannot be dispelled. Decreases water resistance by 120% for 4 turns to 1 enemy. Unleash Fighting Spirit, increases your LB damage by 150% for 2 turns. This doesn't stack with Awaken Fighting Spirit. You only want to use this one if for some reason you haven't absolutely destroyed the boss that you were fighting by the time you run out of Awaken Fighting Spirits. Then we have Zangan Style, Defensive Stance, mitigates damage by 75% for 2 turns to the caster, can't be dispelled. So it makes you bulky here. This is an option you can do while setting up. And then Crashing Waves decreases defense by 80% for 2 turns to 1 enemy, and then also gives them a 120% water imperil as well. And you can mix and match any of these skills with your triple cast. So you can come in here if you wanted to just do big LB damage, have her set up right. You can give her 15 LB gauge crystals here with Concentration, which also adds water imbue and gives her the 300% attack buff. And you can Awaken Fighting Spirit, get 250% LB damage, as well as 120% water imperil. So now we have the water imbue, water imperil, 300% attack buff, 250% LB damage. We've filled our LB gauge by 15, and then you can do another one of these if you want, right? You can do Zangan Style Defensive Stance for 75% damage mitigation. If you don't have someone to break for you, you can do the 80% defense break for yourself. If you have these 2 other things and you just want to, you're short a couple crystals, you can just cast Concentration again and good to go. So it's good to go there. Now her passives here, we're going to have access to 150% base True Dual Wield here, 6 times mod for True Dual Wield. So she's got that True Dual Wield mastery cap, we like to call it. 200% from Lessons of Life on the Ground Floor. 200% killer against Aqua and human monsters, which is huge. Aqua kind of rare, humans very common, so very strong there. And she has this weird, I'm going to go over this passive part too, the chain multiplier for physical and magical attacks, increase chain mod by 1. What does this mean? It means, you know how you, for a True Dual Wield character, will build up from 0 to 6. She builds up basically from 1 to 6. So she caps that chain mod of 6 times mod out a little bit faster. It's not that game breaking. She does have 30% physical evasion here. And obviously she has a base dual wield, all of that good stuff for you guys there. What is her limit burst here? True Final Heaven, maxed out level 30. You're definitely going to max this out. It only costs 20 limit burst crystals. So those 15 she gives herself, very strong, very nice. Physical damage, 80 times multiplier with ignore defense, 50% to 1 enemy. So that's going to be a 160 times multiplier that you're going to be doing with your Tifa. So very strong, of 300% attack buff, 250% LB damage buff on top of that, 6 times mod cap chain. This is insane. This is like triple Advent Children Cloud, maybe even quadruple or quintuple Advent Children Cloud's damage. She hits so hard, very strong character for you guys. I am going to have a build out for Cloud and Tifa as well. Definitely worth it. Tifa is going to be so overwhelmingly powerful for you guys out there. You can get her for free, get the EX+1 out there, do the events in game, use her, love her. It's going to be a fantastic time. Now, speaking of another free character here, we have Reno, which we usually don't go over these sort of characters, but he's pretty cool. He's pretty powerful. Let's talk about him real quick. TMR here is nothing personal, 20% defense and spirit and 40% attack when equipped with a mace. Nothing special. Honestly, if you ask me, should be the name of this TMR. So there's that. Then we have Reno's Goggles, 45 defense and spirit with the effect of Metal Plus, which gives you 90% guts. All right, so you have 90% proc rate to not die if your HP is above 50%. It's really not that strong. The 1% HP lock still. You kind of want these sort of things to be 100%. Needing to be over 50% HP is also like a negative in my opinion. It's okay, but nothing super amazing there. Now, Reno as a character, he's not going to be doing any sort of spectacular damage or anything of that nature. But what he does do for you guys out there, he does have some special buffs. Since we don't have Poppy yet, CG Poppy, he is going to be, I think, our first character that gives a Poppy sort of buff to our team if you want to use him for something like Dark Visions, things of that nature, or just getting more damage out of your character. So he has Charged Impulse here, 6-turn cooldown available on turn 1. Increases lightning, physical, and magical damage done by your party by 10% for 3 turns. So this is going to be that new kind of buff. It's just going to increase that damage that you do either physical or magical, by 10%. And there's some players out there that if they want 10% extra damage, this is a brand new way to get 10% extra damage. On top of that, though, he is also going to have the option to be a breaker for you guys as well, okay? So he can do that. On top of that, he can do 75% breaks. I think that's where he kind of caps out, is 75% breaks. So that's kind of the thing there with him. Nothing really all that crazy. And then, unless I'm overlooking it, which I don't think I am, he doesn't actually have a way to imbue lightning for your party. So he has the lightning buff, but not the lightning imbue. But he can do a little bit of supportive stuff here for your party with the breaks. If you're a newer player, 75% breaks, that's going to be insane for you. Definitely pick up Reno. Definitely use him. He also re-breaks again with Pyramid on his LB here. He has the lightning apparel. He has the lightning damage buff. He just does not have a lightning imbue for you, as far as I can tell here. He also has a counter with 80% breaks. So if you veterans out there want to play around with making him a 100% draw, 100% dodge attack, because he does have 20% physical evasion, you could do that and have like almost permanent 80% breaks, as long as he's countering with it over and over and over. His damage isn't super crazy, but he does have absolute mirror of equity, as well as bolting strike, chaining frame families. So you can use that too there for you guys. He also has 40% damage mitigation, but it's only for one person on your party. So Reno's a little bit weird out there, but he does bring that special buff, that special utility for you guys out there. Let me know if you're pulling for Cloud, if you're pulling for his super TMR, if you're pulling for his card, things of that nature. Remember, guys, super TMRs, you need to awaken an NV character to EX +2 to get the super TMR. You only need to awaken them to EX +1, though, in global for the card. So very, very strong stuff there. I might be trying to pull for him a little bit later this week. I know definitely not tonight. Maybe, you know, Friday or Saturday or something of that nature, if you guys can convince me. But I think I'm going to try to hold out. But we will be streaming tonight, Demolishing the World with Tifa. If you want some sneak peek to building Tifa, the guide, all that cool stuff, we're going to be doing that live on stream as always, guys. So make sure you come out and hang out there. Until then, guys, thank you so much for the support. Thank you for spending a whole bunch of your time here today. A little bit longer banner review because we tackled 4 characters, but each of those characters, it's like 6 characters basically. So stay safe out there, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.